Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People. Why? Because I do things like be there for you when your team starts off not quite the way that you wanted them to. So, quick reminder, we are giving away Carolina Panthers merchandise each and every week. So you don't have to worry about, being sad every week if they lose or if things aren't going right, because we're going to help you out by giving away some merchandise. I'm going to put a link in the description to go to the video from yesterday. That'll tell you how to win the free merchandise and show you a preview of that merchandise. You got to subscribe to the channel to do it, and then leave the comment in the video that was put out yesterday, and that's what we'll give out our merchandise from. Let's go ahead and get into it, because things keep happening to this Carolina Panthers team that will absolutely, positively test you as a fan. I got something distracting going on in my background here, so let me get this out of the way here so I can focus. So, yeah, things will test you, right? So one thing that'll test you is the fact that we hadn't won much since 2017. We're starting out 0-2. We started out 0-2 last year, and we keep starting out 0-2. It's happened a lot here in recent memory, so it's quick to be like, oh my goodness. But let me just jump right into the title that you saw so far in the video. Let me just grab this graphic. We're going to talk about some injuries, because the injuries for these Carolina Panthers are mounting up something terrible. A lot of injuries. I'm going to give you the latest injuries as the Carolina Panthers prepare to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Let's hope I get this right. That's not the one I want to show yet. I will talk about that one in just a second. Let's take a look at this one. All right. This is what we're going to talk about right now. I see some comments coming in. Continue to leave those comments, and I am going to address them. But here is the injury report for today, Wednesday, September the 20th, a few days before the Carolina Panthers take their cross-country trip to take on the Seattle Seahawks. You see who's at the top? Quarterback Bryce Young did not practice today due to an ankle injury. Quarterback Bryce Young did not practice today due to an ankle injury. So he was out of practice. He did observe. He did get in some mental reps, but Andy Dalton took all the reps for the quarterbacks today. Don't know what's going to happen. Frank Wright does not know if Bryce is going to travel, if he's going to play, what's going to happen there. He says he likes to wait 24 hours to see how things go, and we will see. This stuff with the Carolina Panthers for me this year, I'll be quite honest and transparent. Though I'm a credentialed member of the media, though I'm in the locker rooms, it's hard to read this staff so far because they're new. A lot of them are new, and I can't read things so far. So I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm going to say take it with about 25% at this point. I feel like if Bryce is really hurt, because you didn't really see the injury. We have a photographer on the field, and he's able to see some things up close that we can't up in the press box. He didn't see anything with Bryce's injury, didn't notice anything. And maybe it just flared up and it'll go right away. I don't know. But if Bryce is really hurting with that ankle injury, sit him out against Seattle. No need to have him go out there hurting, limping around, maybe can't move as he should. Again, obviously, if it's a little tweak, he's probably fine. But if it was enough today to have a do not practice, and if, I would like them to proceed cautiously with Bryce, depending on this ankle injury. All right, let's get through the rest of this report. Keep putting the wrong thing up there. Linebacker Brian Burns. He was limited in practice today with his ankle injury. Now, this is something that I didn't see up high in the press box, but our photographer did. Let me see if I got some photos that he shared with me. I'm sorry, I should have got this up before now, but I was trying to hurry up and get on air. Yeah, let me go ahead and download. Let me share this picture with you really quickly. Oh, might take me about 20 seconds. Well, might take me a few more because the thing is skipping around. Here we go. So give me about 20 seconds to get this up on the screen. And it's probably not going to be cropped perfectly to fit on the screen without some edges, but I'm trying to do this quickly so y'all can see what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Yeah, it doesn't quite fit on here, but there's Brian Burns taking a knee during a game this past Monday, talking with the ref. It was a little slow to get up, and then tried to walk back to the huddle, and the ref was like, "No, you took too long. I already blew the whistle. You got to go and sit down." So there's Brian Burns right there. So Brian Burns was a limited participant in practice today. Outside linebacker Justin Houston, dealing with the calf. He was limited in practice today. And then we have some people that are coming back on this list that was off the list, that didn't practice that much, didn't play in any preseason games. We have running back Miles Sanders with the pectoral. He was limited in practice today. And then we also have linebacker Chandler Wooten dealing with a knee injury. He was limited in practice today. So you may immediately be thinking about the quarterback situation and say, hey, you know what? We only got Bryce and Andy. What are we going to do? Don't we need something behind there? So, yeah, I'm going to get to the transactions in just a second. Actually, let me go ahead and pull it up for you all now. We like to hear Charlotte Vibe. Just get right on into it. Get you the knowledge so you can go on about your day. So we signed quarterback Jake Luton to the practice squad. So he has got us previously been with us. And Coach Wright said that actually as he and Scott Fitterer and other coaches talking about the roster, he likes to try to only have two quarterbacks initially and fill other gaps, which he feels can be, get some depth at other positions, which he feels is a necessity early on in the season, and then bring back in that guy that is that quarterback. So Jake Luton for him was not, what do we do? Something that he already knew that he wanted to do once he saw his roster kind of settle in a little bit. And so we made that transaction today. Signed quarterback Jake Luton to the practice squad. And then we signed cornerback Robert Rochelle to the practice squad. And then we had to make a corresponding move. That corresponding move was to release cornerback Mark Milton. Again, that was to release cornerback Mark Milton. And my apologies. I forgot one thing to put on here. We signed a new player to the roster from the practice squad. That was Deion Jones. So we signed linebacker Deion Jones, giving us some depth there with the Shaq Thompson injury, as he's been placed on injury reserve, which opens up a roster spot. So the hits keep on coming. No pun intended with that, but you had Brady Christensen, J.C. Horn, Shaq Thompson. You don't have Bryce on the injury reserve, but he's the most important person on the offense, and he did not practice today due to an ankle injury. And, of course, your mind just starts to wonder. But I'm going to encourage you all to not wonder too much, because you're probably stressed out with this team right now if you wondered about all the possibilities and what could happen. Just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell notifications. And I'm going to keep you updated about things as they progress, because you just, again, for me, it's really hard to predict a lot because it's such a new coaching staff. So let's touch on one other thing from this past weekend. That would have been a video that surfaced of Derek Brown and Michael Thomas post-game in the tunnels, and Derek Brown's going after him, and Michael Thomas is, trying to escape, yada, yada, yada. So today was the first day. Since then, this come out. We were allowed in the locker room after the game, but not everybody knew that this had taken place. And Derek Brown just said, it's behind him. Didn't want to talk about it. So no big updates there other than Derek Brown said he wasn't going to talk about what happened with it. So there's your update about this Carolina Panthers team. I encourage you all to, I'm going to put the link in the video or in the description. I'm also going to put it at the end screen where you can go and look at it. But we're giving away merchandise each and every week to help you all deal with everything. We're also wanting you to call into the show. That's something, we put that link in the description all the time as well. So if you want to come on the show, vent, ask a question, I'm here for you, all right? I want to hear from you. I want to ride this bus together, cheer for this Carolina Panthers team. So look for that information. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure before you sign off of here that you hit the like button, okay? Just smash it one time. That helps other Carolina Panther fans find out about the channel. Really, really appreciate it. Thank everybody for tuning in. Watch that other video. Try to win that merchandise, and we'll see you soon. This is Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte. Well, let me see if I got one question on here. What is B-Style here? Sorry, I'm going to try to get this one before I get out of here. Hi, Chris B-Side. We are taking our lumps on the chin this year, just one play and one game at a time. I have to ask, at this rate, how does this team improve with where we are? How do we improve the roster? B-Stallion, a great question. The biggest thing that needs to happen for this team right now to improve is not the personnel. And I say that because, yeah, personnel helps, but we're already in week 2. There's not a lot of free agents out there that are good, come plug and play impact players that you can get right now. The best thing for this team right now is for this coaching staff to take the next step and their abilities to get the most out of this talent, AKA Steve Wilks. I'm not saying we need to have him back, but AKA what Steve Wilks did last year. This team last year was on a bad losing streak. I gotten just beat down by the San Francisco 49ers. We then, in the span of a couple weeks of losing to San Francisco, lost Christian McCaffrey, lost, I'm not sure what to call him now, but Robbie Anderson, AKA Chosen. So we had a weaker team offensively, and we won way more games the last part of the season than we did the first part, and we did not make any significant changes. Why? The coaching. We need these coaches to get more out of these guys, to get more schemes, to have these guys play with their at their best, and also to game plan against the opposing team, put them in a position. So appreciate the question, B Stallion. Hopefully that gives you some hope, because we do have what was bragged about as a great coaching staff, previous head coaches, lots of Super Bowl rings. So you would feel like the capability is there for this coaching staff, and they right now need to start living off Mint Street and get this thing together. Say, okay, I have this guy. How can I maximize this guy? I have this guy. What routes can I have him run? What kind of timing things can I do to get this the best chance for success? That needs to happen, and they need to go into overtime making that happen. Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe. Thank you, everybody, for watching.